Habari asubuhi popote ulipo. Good morning viewers. My name is Fred Arocho and this is Monday Blitz, the show that dissects your weekend in terms of sports. And I'm not alone on the show. On my left is Annette. Annette, karibu sana. How was your weekend?
I had a nice weekend. Man City won at least.
Oh, Man City won.
Yes.
But you've not completed. You'll complete later. Because somewhere I'll find you. Coach Kabedi, karibu sana.
Asante sana.
How was your weekend? I saw you at Kasarani.
Yes. Wow. The Nairobi United match.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we lost, but hopefully they will win the remaining, I think, 4 matches. Let's see.
I liked what they came up with. Free entry for the academies.
Yes, I have a lot to say about that. It was a very, very good idea. I think maybe the timing was so short because it will have, if you see the academies in Kenya, specifically in Nairobi, I think that will have brought maybe even 10th fold of what we saw. But then, if you remember that poster, what was the contact person, or who was the contact person on that poster, the one they put out for the academy? And that is something I think that we need to discuss a lot in the Kenyan football, because I checked out the number of that poster. Who you to contact, you'll be shocked that the number of the poster was Coach Salim's number. So my worry was the coach is going to handle a team in a CAF competition, but then he's still mandated to coordinate academies to come. For me, that was a letdown from the Nairobi United side. Okay.
Well, let's just delve in directly into the London Derby. We had a London Derby yesterday, a big match. Let's start with you, Annette. What did you make of the match? Personally, I think I didn't see the goals I was expecting. I didn't see the game I was expecting. There was too much anger in that match. What is your take?
I think I had predicted earlier that the only thing that would change the dynamics of this game would be a red card, and a red card early in the game. So unfortunately there was a red card, and so that changed the trajectory of the game in terms of goals, in terms of the physicality of the game, in terms of the delays. Because once Chelsea picked up a red card and they scored, they slowed down the tempo of the game. And slowing down the tempo of the game didn't give the fans what they wanted. So unfortunately for me, I expected something more goals. I expected more goals. This derby has a lot of goals. And for the first time, I got my prediction wrong. I knew Arsenal would thrash Chelsea, and even a 10-man Chelsea. But Ateta alishikwa leo. Jana.
Coach, let's look at it tactically. Initially, when the game started, there was a lot of tempers were high, and in a way, it disrupted the game. Yeah. Do you think that that was a strategy from Chelsea? Because for me, it started from Chelsea.
Well, you'll have to agree both teams are quite good. They have top quality. They have players who know how to play the game. So, as you know, Arocho, derbies, they are more of who is more prepared mentally. Who's the strongest mentally wins the derby. And I think that is what both teams threw in yesterday's match. And for some reason, I think the red card kind of favored Chelsea in a way, because now when you're at one man down, and then the Chelsea players put more belief in themselves. It's just like the Everton and Manchester match where they got a red card and then they kept on pushing. Yeah. It's like now it's like a red card is an energy booster for that team. So I think the match was for me, it was a very, very entertaining match personally. Apart from the tempers here and there, which was expected. It's a derby. And I was happy with the results of that match.
Yeah, and then I also tend to believe that Chelsea do badly with 10 men, especially when their coach Enzo Maresca panics. It has happened before in previous big games, but this time Enzo Maresca was he was tactically disciplined not to run and make substitutions in the first half. And that helped even how they maintained the structure of the game. Pedro Neto was one of the players that I said that uyo mkimsab mna lose into their team. Because if you look at the essence and the core behind Chelsea, Chelsea is a team that relies on very fast movements, very fast breaks. Look at the speed on the wings, look at Estevao, look at Pedro Neto. So once even if they got a red card, you could not feel that they were playing less because they did not sit back. They kept running the full 90 of the game. So for Chelsea, I think the 10 men helped them. If they played 11v11, probably the results would have been different.
Yeah, sure.
Now, the scores. Who do you think really benefited from the scores? Because some were saying that Arsenal lost 2 points. Some were saying that Chelsea picked a point. Let's start with you, coach. Who do you think benefited in that derby last night?
I think Chelsea gained a point, considering they are lower than Arsenal in terms of the table.
On the log.
In terms of the log, and they were also 1 man down. So my view, they gained, and as you've said, Arsenal lost 2 points. If Arsenal really need to win the league, they really should avoid even losing 2 points or even a point in such matches. Of course, gaining a point is better than not gaining any. But remember now that Arsenal are leading, I think now with 5 points. So now it's just a matter of narrowing the gap, equaling, and then overtaking them. So they should be careful on that.
In the midfield, before we move over to the next match, I saw a lot of changes in terms of the technical approach. Most on Chelsea, Caicedo got the red card, and I saw James in that midfield. After that red card, I think Chelsea played more than 50 or so minutes. 10 men.
Yes.
I like the way James played in that midfield, minus Caicedo. Do you think that time has come that James should be permanently on that midfield?
I think actually in the game he started as a midfielder. They were playing a double pivot of James and Caicedo. And the reason why I usually strongly advise coaches, if you want a CDM, you need to pick one from a defender, because even if you look at how Man City plays, they play a lot of CDMs inverted. Same to Arsenal. There's a lot of inverted football these days. So for Reece James, he has tactical discipline to stay back and defend. So with that in mind, even with how nasty Caicedo was playing from the beginning of the game, he was so physical, he kept going in for tackles, he was hard throughout the game. Reece James kept his discipline. And even after the incident and the red card, you realize the coach did not even make a tactical substitution. He just changed the format from back 4 to an inverted 4. So when the ball is swung on the right, there's an inverted player, like let's say Malo Gusto comes in and helps Reece James and so on and so forth. So for me, Reece James is a big benefit to the team. Unfortunately for them, he gets injured. So if he does not finish the season, itakuwa ngumu.
Arsenal came in with 3 midfielders. We had Eze, Zubimendi, and of course Rice on the left. Initially, I thought that they could overwhelm Chelsea when I saw the lineup. But as the match progresses, we could see a lot of Chelsea did neutralize that midfield. Coach, what was happening in that midfield?
First, if I speak of Arsenal midfield, it's a midfield that is full of quality, but for some reason I still feel they are yet to click on how to play, because all the 3 players have different unique attributes. So if maybe Arsenal, they're able to click how, because for some reason I wonder, is Declan Rice a 6, an 8, a 10, and then Eze is a typical number 10 who is all over the field, and then Zubimendi again, who is not as physical as you'll compare him with someone like Declan Rice, then being told to play the holding 6, and he's a guy who likes moving up front. So for me, it's a bit confusing as a coach how well they're going to gel in that midfield, and I really hope they manage. It will be interesting as a coach to learn a thing or two. In the Chelsea midfield, it's so beautiful. I've seen Coach Coach Maresca has been using Reece James as a midfield in a number of matches, and this confirms something I've always been saying. Reece James is one of those players that have the most intelligence of the game, and they have not been recognized as they should, because his technical ability is super amazing.
Even his speed.
Yes, his speed, his tactical knowledge, his understanding of the game, and he's also a good and amazing leader. If you saw yesterday match, he led. He wasn't he wasn't a coward. At the same time, he was not going into tackles, like reckless tackles. Like Caicedo he did. So for him, he led by example. And I think he was one of the key players who maintained the temperature within the Chelsea squad, because it was much of a tip being balanced. Just a slight tip, everything will have changed. And I think for some reason Chelsea yesterday, it's as if the red cards were getting in the beginning of the season to kind of prepare them for this match. You know? Because even apart from the players, even the coach did not hurry to make subs, as Aneta said. Because the moment you start making subs, you affect the rhythm of the game. And such a match that the tempo, whoever wins mentally, wins the game, you do not need to change. You do not need to make a lot of changes.
When you talk of inconsistency, let's move over to the United match against Palace. If there's a team that has been quite inconsistent this season, is Manchester United. I was surprised. I'm a Manchester United sympathizer, but I was surprised that United came back and won against Palace. Let's start. Washira, what do you think is happening at United?
I don't understand Manchester at all. I fail to understand them. And also Crystal Palace has been a nuisance to a lot of teams, including us, including Liverpool, including the Arsenal game. They really disturbed. Arsenal won that game with a 1-0. They beat us, they beat Liverpool. They also won the FA, is it the Community Shield at the beginning of the season? So Crystal Palace has been a menace in this league, only for Manchester United to come and topple them. So I don't understand Manchester United at all. I cannot even predict their games as it stands, because they are a team that will win against the tougher opponents, but will come and lose against the easier opponents. So I have absolutely no idea what is happening in that squad.
Coach, what's happening at United now? I'm moving from the fans' perspective, that is Washira. I'd like you to dissect it as a coach, because as I said earlier, I'm also very confused. There's a lot of inconsistency at United. When you expect United to play well, they disappoint. When you expect them to disappoint you,
they play well.
I need a technical man to explain this.
Again, I think our coach Amorim is yet to understand his second team, because if you see, most of our unexpected results come when we have some changes, like when Cunha is not there, Sesko is not there, then it takes us a match or two then to adapt without these players. So like in the Crystal Palace match, personally I don't think I was shocked or surprised as much, because even if you saw the Palace goal, it was a penalty. So I don't think it was much of a surprise for me in that match, because we dominated well. We played good football in that match. And mentally, I think we were on top of Crystal Palace. But yeah, I think Amorim has to find a way, and I've been saying this Arocho so many times, as a coach, when your second team is strong, you kind of sleep well.
Okay.
But when you are second
so you feel that the second team at United is what is causing all this inconsistency?
Yes, it is very evident. Even you saw the coach and the whole team saying they're trying to persuade Cameroon's federation to delay the Mbeumo going back for the camp, for the upcoming AFCON. That tells you that they're even worried of their second 11. They are unsure of it. So yeah, the coach needs to work on the second 11, but Manchester, we are still rebuilding, as we've done for the so many years after Ferguson. So hope we will get it right soon.
Washira, before this match, Palace had won 3 out of 4 against United. And as everybody here is saying, when United walked into the pitch, very little was expected.
Yes.
But wow, 2 goals, 3 points, and now, once again, United is back in contention.
There's a time we used to say that Manchester United wins 1 game every month. So I think maybe this is their 1 game this month. So
wow. Which month?
December. But other than that, I feel like people are overlooking the fact that Amorim is getting a hang of his players. He He's getting to know what combinations work, which ones don't work. Unfortunately for the team, you don't have as much depth as you will to have, because what happens when teams travel for AFCON 2025?
Yeah.
A lot of, surprisingly, Manchester United carries more African players than most Premier League teams. If you look at the likes of Manchester City, look at the likes of the current Arsenal team. So for Man U, they'll really struggle. As much as, yes, they're doing well, they're on page 1 of the Premier League, they're going to struggle in that December period, which is usually very critical. It is the turning point of the Premier League. Whatever position you land by the time we are finishing Boxing Day is most likely the position you'll finish in at the end of the league. So with the heavy reliance they have on the likes of Ahmad, the likes of Mbeumo, it's going to be a big tipping point. I think now maybe we'll see him playing more of Kobe Maino, who has not been getting a game time. But anyway, I think let's just wait and see. They surprised us though.
Yeah, I thought you should never forget this is the Manchester. This is the Manchester, not Manchester. This is the Manchester.
The Manchester.
The Manchester. So when people expect us to go down, we do not.
When God bless
only stand, we rise.
Stand on
you know.
feet.
Yeah. So of course we are all expecting it. Manchester United may struggle this December, but I believe the coach might have something up his sleeve, because we always do a thing. And as Aneta said, the December schedule is one of the most important period in EPL. So these 4, 5, 6 matches in this month, if we're able to take 3/4 or 2/3 of the match, then Manchester
good will
is
come.
back.
Something good. Well, for Manchester United fans and sympathizers, let's hope and pray that all will be well. So now that a good number of players will be moving over to AFCON, and I hope good results will come over. Let's move to the other match, that is West Ham against Liverpool. Liverpool picked 3 points. Yeah. Well, if there's a team I feel is handing Arsenal the league, is Liverpool. Why am I saying so? For the teams that I felt could challenge Arsenal was Liverpool and Man City. Well, Man City is also on and off, but the defending champions are really failing. They won against West Ham 2-0. I felt that this was a match that was more of a walkover to Liverpool, because in the last 18 matches, West Ham has only won once against Liverpool. Washira?
Unfortunately for Liverpool, the Slot era has come to an end. In this sense, you see, Slot inherited a very good team. I think he made a very big mistake in releasing Diaz. I did not see the point of that, because Diaz was one of those players that would die for the team. So for him to release Diaz, it meant that he had to find a balance now. He had to scale the balance of the whole team. So for him to go into the transfer market, he bought a lot of players. Look at the likes of Ekitike, look at Isak. So for Slot, I think he's also in the period where he's learning his players, like most coaches. Like, he's now going through his coach bounce. He didn't have a coach bounce in the first season. He was smart enough to just inherit and go with it. But now with this season, and a bounce, like now we are seeing the real Slot. Now we are seeing how his tactical prowess. Now we are seeing how the combinations he likes. Look at Isak. Isak has been really struggling on form. I think now he got his first goal, but he's been really struggling in terms of form. And so, Slot is constantly battling between who to play, between Ekitike and Isak. He does not want to play a 4-4-2 formation, because it will cut out the likes of Gakpo on the wing. So Liverpool is having a tough assignment.
Liverpool moved into this match 3 games on a bounce, no win. That was against PSV, Nottingham Forest, and of course Man City. Coach, as a coach, what goes into your mind when you're moving into a match? You've lost 3 matches before that very match you're talking about, and here you're a defending champion. What goes through your mind as a coach?
I think Slot has been now officially baptized in EPL. Every coach who has, like, if it is your first or second season in EPL, there's that excitement, that end of excitement that I'm in EPL.
So you think the honeymoon is over?
The honeymoon is over, actually, that is the right word. The honeymoon is over for Slot, and I think now he's understanding how tough EPL is, the kind of beast that EPL is, and the number of matches a team like Liverpool has to play, and not only play, expected to win. You know, when you come maybe from teams that maybe you play one match in every 8 days, you do not have like the depth of quality that you have in Liverpool, like you do not have the headache of squad selection and such stuff. Then when you come to Liverpool, then you find you have players who have won awards that you as a coach you've not won. They have that level of superiority over the coach. But most importantly, I think also Slot has to find a way to strike man management in that team. I think that is one of the things that is quite challenging him while he's in the process of understanding EPL. If he's able to hold on the man management, find it right, because that was the biggest weapon or tool that Klopp used. Klopp was so good at it. Okay. And then now, because even the players are in the transition of Klopp to Slot, understanding the coach and everything, I think Slot should just find a way to improve his man management, to show the charisma that Klopp had, or not exactly as Klopp, but in his unique way. Show the charisma, make the players feel more or less like the same environment Klopp showed them. If he doesn't do that, then he will have to do a whole change of the squad.
Okay. Yes. Well, we would like to involve you in the conversation. We'd like to get calls from you, and I believe now we'll have our numbers scrolling down the screen so that you can also get into the conversation. Let's move back home. The Mashemeji Derby was postponed. Personally, I feel that teams in Kenya are getting late. That is the big teams. If you talk about the fan base, the support and all that, I feel that Gor Mahia, FC Leopards are getting late. They need to have a stadium. At least have something going on. Yes, now you can call. Our numbers are on the screen, so please join in the conversation and tell us what you think. Mashemeji Derby. Coach, how does it affect your plan as a coach? You know very well that you have a fixture, a major fixture in a derby, and then all of a sudden the game is not there simply because there is no venue for that match.
It's quite unfortunate that in this era we still postpone match because of lack of venues. But in this case, it's not like necessarily a lack of venue. It is a lack of venue to host the magnitude of these two teams in terms of their fans, the crowd that they bring. But yet again, I think, sorry to use this word, but I think in our Kenyan football, we have a lot of mediocrity in running our match. It is so sad that a big match like Mashemeji Derby, and it is such things that even make partners, sponsors do not come to support our league, because this even affects even the planning. I wrote, if you were to sponsor the league, if you were to sponsor even such a match, how do you plan if you even don't know if the match will be played? You even don't know when the match will be played, you see? So it's high time. It's high time when we stop taking things normal in a bad way. We stop taking bad things to be our normalcy. We should start changing things. It's high time as Kenya we start doing things the way they should be done. I think FKF should say, no, this match is not going to be postponed. Even if you play in empty stadiums, we don't care. This match has to be played. Because the moment you do it this season, next season, these teams will start planning themselves better.
Way early.
Way earlier, because the fixture came out so early. What is preventing the match to be taken to Kisumu? If it's a matter of stadium management and such stuff, you know? So we should just stop this mediocrity of taking bad things to be our normalcy.
Annette, I can hear Coach talking about the logistics around this match. Fans also feel disappointed. What's your take? The derby is not there, though they're talking about having it this week.
Yes, yes.
What do you think?
I have several questions, especially with the teams. The fixtures for this derby were released early. We knew Mashemeji Derby. Personally, I knew Mashemeji Derby was supposed to be on the 30th, a month to the game. So I'm wondering, one of the biggest issues that they had was that Nai boys had booked the Kasarani for the Confederation match. Nyayo Stadium was booked by the government or for World AIDS Day. So I'm wondering, why didn't they book early?
Which venue do you think they could have booked early?
If they had Kasarani.
No, you know, okay,
Yes,
the explanation here was this.
Yes.
CAF matches take precedence.
Yes, of course.
That one comes up,
yes,
regardless of you have booked the stadium. When there's a CAF engagement,
yes,
the major stadium has to be reserved for CAF matches.
Yes.
So now we were left with Nyayo Stadium, which for me, Ulinzi cannot host. If you ask me.
Yes, Ulinzi cannot.
But I'm also reluctant to say that because I watched Leipzig play Bayern Munich in Leipzig.
Yes.
Leipzig has a stadium that can hold 27,000.
Yes.
Where we have Bayern Munich with a stadium, Allianz Arena can host 70, 80 plus thousand fans. But Leipzig, with that small capacity, could organize themselves and make sure that they host the match. One, I saw what Shabana were trying to say, and I disagree with my organizing secretary. The rates at stadiums change. They vary from match to match. You don't expect that a big match, like I'll give that very example, Leipzig versus Bayern. When they were playing at Leipzig, it was hiked. The price was now 3-4 times what the normal time. That's why I asked you which particular venue. Because Kasarani was out of bounds, Nyayo was out of bounds. But for me, I feel we should have either known that something was going to happen, then got a plan B.
The reason I was heading there is, these venues were booked way in advance. So for them to wait until the last minute to say, oh, we don't have a venue. This postponement, like if you watched, if you've looked at the younger Simba matches, these things are planned 2-3 months. They even secure sponsorship. They start selling online tickets way early. So if they knew that there's going to be an issue, World AIDS Day was booked early. The game for the Confederations was confirmed, I think, last month. So for them, since you know already, you cannot postpone a derby a week too. That was my issue, because fans, you see, we're trying to bring fans back to the stadium. And these are one of the matches that will do exactly that. So for you not to plan yourself enough, even I think they had said the game would be at 4 p.m. on Saturday, only for them to say, no, okay, we can't do that, let's do it next week. So I think for me, in terms of the management of the teams, they need to have discovered, okay, there's no venue available. Let's push a month let's push it to 7th, book early, confirm the teams, start selling tickets early, sell out, sell football, sell sports, encourage people to come back to the stadium. So for me, on my part, yes, the stadiums are not available, but on the parts of the organizers and the chairman of these clubs, please, we want to come back to the stadium. So yes, the stadiums, we have limited resources, they're not available, but if there's a postponement, communicate it early. People are excited. In regards to Police FC and Shabana, generally I have an issue with the pricing because you're trying to, we're not there yet.
Are you trying to water down the results? Because, you know, we need to start with the big...
I'm going back to the elephant in the room. I'm starting with the small fish. So in terms of bringing back fans to the stadium, you see, Police Sacco cannot hold even regular tickets holders. Police Sacco, in my opinion, will behave in terms of regular tickets like a Kasarani annex. So imagine having to carry probably your own seat, having to travel all the way from Gusii, only to be charged 500 bob. In my opinion, as a fan, I think that does not sit right with my spirit. Actually, surprisingly, in the Naiboys game, I saw so many Shabana fans there watching the game versus Maniema. So for me, I think if you're trying to be, we're not there where we can vary prices. Look, Bayern and Leipzig is not the same level as Police versus Shabana. So I think for them, if you want to encourage fans to come to the stadium, it's not a matter of taking advantage. If you want to encourage them to come, if the game for Nairobi United, an international confederations match, is being charged 100 bob, 200 bob, how do you compare that to Police versus Shabana, where you will not even get sitting space?
Well, Coach, as I bring you in, I don't think that Police wanted to take advantage. For me, I think Police wanted to have what they call crowd control, because when you hike the prices in one way or the other, you're controlling the crowd. Coach, what do you think about that?
First, I have to look at it from a business perspective. Our teams need to make profit. They need to make money for our football to grow where it should be. I have no problem, even charge 10,000 if you want.
Yes.
My worry is the communication.
Okay.
And
even the value.
Yes. The fixture came out in the beginning of the season. Okay. Why not communicate through your website, through your socials? An example, if Bandari we are going to play maybe Police on certain date, it should be communicated
way early.
These matches, and that is what I want to bring in, one of the biggest challenge in our football is the management.
Okay.
We have very poor planning. Unfortunately, I've seen admins of the team, CEOs of the team, chairs of the team, booking stadiums as casual as ordering tea. With the call, hello, we have a match. You see,
it's not be that casual. Let's combine this by the results of the match. Annette, Shabana picked a win against Police.
Yes.
And for me, I was not surprised, because last season, the same happened. Shabana beat Police in Gusii, though the reverse match, Police won. And I think that time Police were on a roll when they were winning the league.
Yes.
What do you think of that results? And having in mind that the head coach is in Ethiopia with the under-17.
I've been trying to avoid that topic. But anyway, Police were beaten by Shabana fair and square. I will not say Shabana were the better team. It was an evenly balanced match. Shabana just utilized their chances. Look at that assist from Austin Odongo to give the goal that separated which was the difference between Police and Shabana. But I don't believe Police are having their best season. They're experiencing again the manager bounce. They have a new manager. Shabana are doing extremely well. They have an extremely good assistant manager, regardless of whether Peter Okidi is in Ethiopia with the under-17s. So congratulations to them. They were also having a kind of dip in their performances, but now they're back. A win against Police is a statement that they are in the running.
Yes.
They are in the running for the league. I had discounted them, of course. I had said that.
Well, that was expected.
That this season, I mean, Wally, they had picked several losses, especially for me. One of the losses that played a big role was the loss against Bandari United. I was like, hey, mnachapwaje na Mathare. So. This is it's a statement win. The other thing is Austin Odongo is really showing his prowess. He's really showing that he deserves to be part of this team. And I mean, the most I can say is congratulations. Kenya Police, bana. We have 2 games in hand. We have a 2-point difference between us and the league leaders, Gor Mahia. We need to pull up our socks.
Coach, Shabana beat the league champions. Can we comfortably say that Shabana are the new champions?
Saying that the new champions, I will not. I'll not join that bandwagon. But I want to say something about the head coach of Shabana. I've seen most coaches in KPL when they leave maybe for national team assignment, their team perform poorly. So when I see Okidi's team, even the assistant now leading, I think the assistant is Molala? Molala. And remember, Molala has experience of the KPL even as a head coach. So that also makes me congratulate Shabana's management, where you kind of empower the head coach and the assistant. Like the quality of that technical bench is something amazing, as it shows in the results. So when the head coach is not there and the assistant is doing well, Congratulations to that. I admire that a lot.
Good job. Well, let's listen into the two coaches immediately after the match, and also a sentiment from the goalkeeper. Let's listen in.
All about goals. If you are not converting your chances, then you concede one, and then that's it.
Swala kabla ya pointi 3, swala kubwa ilikuwa tunapata majeraha sana. So kwanza kutoka kwa mchezo bila jeraha lolote, kwanza hiyo ni shukrani kwa Mungu. Tukizungumzia swala la pointi 3 sasa, nadhani ukiangalia jadwali pointi 1 inakuinua, lakini pointi 3 inakuinua zaidi. So na congratulate the boys, tulifanyia kazi sana ili swala la flanks, kwa sababu ukiangalia Police siku zote fullbacks na flanks wamekuwa dangerous. That's why tulijaribu kuleta makeshift ya kuleta hata wale fullbacks Msomali na Bet ili wajaribu kuzuia kipindi cha mwisho. Na pia wasiwasi wetu kubwa ilikuwa kila mara tukifunga ama tukitangulia kufunga, then mpinzani anakuja anakomboa. So kale ka panic mode kalikuwepo kidogo, ndio maana kukakuwa na uwezo kana wa sisi sit back, hata as much as tulikuwa tunasema tukanyage juu, but walirudi nyuma kwa sababu ya ka panic mode.
It's about we came with a lot of awareness. Tulikuwa tunajua tunakuja ku face a tough opponent and we had to put our aerials high. So tumekuja hatuko tunamdharau, tunakuja tukijua kwa this is a big game. So we were to fight and tumepata point, tunashukuru.
Bidco is traveling to Kisii, Santona de Legusi, and of course, I believe all will be well in that match. Let's move over to another match that I'm so disappointed in Bandari. I don't know why I feel that Bandari should just be disbanded, because it's one of the teams that has all the resources, has everything at their disposal. They are not performing. Coach, what's happening other than bringing in a coach? And I remember saying it on this show, that I was so doubtful of the coach that came in. I normally call myself Twiga, but it's simply because I analyze before I say something. The results at Bandari are awful. Annette, another draw against Ulinzi.
Bandari is one of the teams, as you have said, that is heavily funded. It is not a team that should be drawing against Ulinzi. In fact, it's not a team that should be on the second page of the Premier League. What do you mean? Teams are struggling financially. Look at the likes of Posta Rangers. Look at the likes of Bidco. But they're performing. A team like Bandari should not be at the bottom. But they also attributed to new manager bounce. Same thing at Ulinzi. Ulinzi don't currently have an interim coach. They don't have a head coach. Look at what the Bandari coach did. Immediately got into the squad. Alikuja na theatrics. Oh, no demote. Oh, no rudisha. Oh, nini. In fact, in the beginning, everybody was so doubtful. How do you bring a coach that doesn't have notable coaching experience to a club that is supposed to be contending for the league?
They're paying top dollar.
And they're paying very good money. I think even if you look at it, he could be the highest paid in the league, if I'm not wrong. So how do you bring a coach like that? No experience. You want to tell us, okay, now we are going to be title contenders with a very big budget. Look at how KPA is performing in basketball. KPA in the WBLA have qualified for the women's BAL. KPA right now are challenging Nairobi City Thunder for the league in the basketball league. And then now when you come to the football side, they are hiring, even in terms of language. I think if you've ever listened to one of his interviews, I think he has a translator.
No, he speaks good English. I've had an interview with him. But my issue is the performance. Let's listen into his interview so that we can really get the feel. Bandari coach.
Ni game ambayo tulikuwa tunatarajia kwamba tutapata points zote 3, so tumepoteza points 2 ambazo ni muhimu sana katika competition hii, na inatuweka katika situation ambayo si nzuri sana, kwa sababu tungezipata bora ingekuwa afadhali, kwa sababu tungepata kuruka nafasi 2-3 juu.
Yes, okay. 1 point for me, happy for this, because every time same, we play good, many chances, no score. Plus and this travel, this demands for time on travel, plus the 114 hours to travel. I come fatigue and mentally and come physically.
Speaking of teams that are non-performing, my KCB is also doing miserably. Only 3 wins so far. Coach, We brought in a new coach. We brought in new set of players. We've even changed our training ground. What's happening at KCB?
You know, when you were saying Bandari should be disbanded, of course, we have the power because it's being funded by our taxpayers. But I also think it's only that KCB is not more of a taxpayer thing, but I think KCB is also that team that should be
on top,
disbanded as
yes,
well.
I support you.
They have all they need. They have all the support. But in that match against, I think it was Homeboys.
Yes.
Homeboys are quite tricky opponent at their own turf. I have doubts why they're performing well at their own turf, and then when they come to away matches, they're not performing well. That's a story for another day. But I think Homeboys is a team that has some good quality. They need to use their turf well. Yeah, unfortunately, KCB did not win that match. I think it was 1-1, a point. But I also think KCB should be a team that should be somewhere there. And I know Matano will do something in that team. For the Ulinzi match, we have to give credit to Ochola for what he's doing. Remember, just a few players left for training, the KDF training in that team. So there's a lot of adjustment that he has to do in that squad, adaptability. Remember, he's still not like confirmed like head coach. He's still on interim basis. And I think he's performing better than the coach who was there, given the circumstances that he's working with. And for Bandari, I have an issue with how the coach is doing things. I've got sneak peek of how they train. They do a lot of ball on the floor, ball on the surface, but when they come to match, the coach is giving different instructions. You see, he wants the ball more up in the air, and this is something that is a bit worrying. I think the coach is also now understanding the Kenyan football. Unfortunately, most teams want to play the tiki-taka style of play, but our surface, or rather most of us, our surface do not allow us to play the tiki-taka. So that is a shock. I think the Bandari coach is on culture shock at the moment, trying to understand the KPL, how it works.
Let's also listen into Coach Matano, the KCB head coach, and at least understand what's happening in the den.
I'm not impressed because you haven't get the 3 points, but you have played a good game away from home. We take the positive and work towards the next game.
First half, we played good football, good determination, good show. But the referee denies us a win. We are supposed to collect 3 points. Of course, yes, we lost chances. But it's a starting point, and also we are going in. After losing those matches, we are coming strongly. This is what we did today. And the confidence, and the composure, and purpose, urgency, I saw it today. The strong team, number 2 on table, but also referee, they should be fair. At least the best team should win.
Well, as we wrap up the local scene, Tusker picked another win against Emara. Tusker are somehow stabilizing. I was really critical on their performance initially, but we are seeing things happening. Annette, Okere is getting back his groove.
Okere is back. It's not Okere must go now. It's Okere is back. Anyway, I think they have a lot of... I've watched many Tusker games and I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with the way they play. I'm not impressed with the games. I've watched Tusker versus Kariobangi Sharks. I watched them play Bandari United. And I'm not impressed with their style of play. But something that maybe I think will change the dynamics is the fact that Erambo is back in training, Erambo is back in the squad. So maybe he's bringing a bit more control in the midfield. He's bringing a bit more control in their style of play. Imecha kuwa tafuta Kapaito. It started now build up from the back. They are trying now to build through the middle and actually create chances for Kapaito. But I don't know. I will not say that Tusker is a title contender this season. I don't think they are as strong as they were last season. They've lost the likes of Ogam and they've not replaced them with the same kind of talent. They lost Daddy as well. I don't think they've replaced them with the same kind of talent that they had in the previous season. So yes, they are performing well, especially with the Mara Sugar that has also been on top. They drew against league leaders, Posta Rangers at the time. So for Tusker, Okere is doing a good job. Erambo is also bringing some level of sanity to the squad. So I think let's just watch and see. But for me, they're still not title contenders.
Coach, in a few seconds, Tusker, Okere is coming back. There was a turning point when they picked a draw against Shabana, and you could see Okere on his knees praying and really feeling relieved. What's happening at Tusker?
First and foremost, Okere is one of the best coaches that we have in the country.
What do you mean the best coach?
One of the best coach in terms of how he handles his team. I've been lucky to understand some of the backroom stuff in the Tusker.
So in your opinion, a good coach is how he handles his team, not his result?
Not performance.
Well, for me, a good coach is how he handles his team. Then how you handle your team, then the results will come. That is why eventually Tusker are now gaining points, because when you handle your team well, you are responding. When you now keep on focusing on results immediately, you are reacting. And that is why like the Bandari coach is still having a lot of theatrics because he's more focused on the results than the team. So it's more of like a reverse psychology thing when it comes to coaching. When you focus on the team, the players understand that they have your trust, you have their trust, then the results will eventually come.
So that's your reasoning why Tusker are getting there?
As to why Okere is one of the best coaches, and that also leads now to the performance that Tusker is having and is going to have.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's just leave it at that. Tusker doing well. We'll have that discussion as we proceed into the season. Let's now move over to the Junior Stars. The Junior Stars are having more or less a lukewarm tournament in Ethiopia. We lost against Tanzania.
Yeah.
For me, it was a big dent to our image, 3-1. We're now playing Ethiopia. Trying to grab the last qualification slot. Yeah. We lost against Ethiopia, I think.
Yes, in the group stage.
In the group stages.
Yes.
What are our chances of qualifying for AFCON?
It was a big dent to our reputation as Kenya because we are always bashing Tanzania, but they beat us very quickly. I think in the first half they had scored 2 goals already. It was 2-0 by the time we were going into the break. I think the under-17 team are playing good football. I will not despise that. But there's something we're lacking in Kenyan football, that we don't have growth through the ranks. If you look at the likes of Morocco, look at the team that clinched the World Cup, the World Cup, I think the under-20. This team has been together tango under-13, and they've grown through the ranks together.
Together, yes.
If you look at this under-17 team, it was hastily compiled. They just took the best talents in the country, put them together, let's go and play. So I think for us as a country, that's where we need to start. Grassroots needs to start at under-13. Look at the team that went to Kenya, to AFCON under-20, the likes of Kevin Wangaya, Baron. That squad had been together, more or less, for most members of that team, since the under-15. If you look at the pictures, those kids have been together for so long. And that's why you see, like, even if you watch the AFCON, they were really understanding each other. They knew where everybody was, like people understanding each other's gameplay. So I think for Kenya, if you want to compete in this AFCON, even if now we're being beaten by Tanzania 3-1, if you go to AFCON, how will it be? If you've not risen together through the ranks, the possibility of playing well is very low. So I hope they win against Ethiopia. Although the chances are slim, we were beaten in the group stages, and that's why we ended up facing Tanzania in the first place. So I don't know. The chances are slim. The best we can hope for is a draw to penalties.
Wow. Coach, briefly?
First and foremost, I did not expect us to perform in this Sekafa, even us going for.
So you're not disappointed as such?
I'm not disappointed. Why? How was the team assembled? Aneta said best in the country. No, it was not the best in the country.
I have just sugar-coated it.
It was who's tunapata nani, nani anapatikana. Look, Tanzania, they have youth leagues. Uganda, they have youth leagues. What do we have here? Do we have youth leagues in the country? We do not. So what do you expect? And eventually Tanzania, they are going to overtake us. If they have not, actually the reality is they have already overtaken us. And I repeat again and again that I've said on this floor, if we do not focus on our youth league,
then what? There's nothing we are doing.
we are not. We are going to meet Ethiopia, who are the hosts.
Up with Nairobi United because in the interest of time.
Yeah.
Nairobi United lost at home. They've now lost twice. Do we have chances, Coach? Do you see us, because the next match we're playing against Azam, who have also lost 2 of their opening matches.
They beat Maniema 2-0. So I think they've only lost against
Who beat
Wydad.
Maniema?
Azam.
No. Proceed, just as I check.
Azam beat Maniema. So how do we beat them?
Arocho, to answer you, do we have a chance? Yes, we have a chance.
You think we have a chance?
Yes, we have a chance. Even mathematically, still a chance. Okay, but the way we are playing, I don't know, but the Nairobi United of KPL and the Nairobi United of CAF, they look like to be 2 different teams. Even the squad selection for some reason looks like to be 2 different teams. Okay, maybe the level of competition is a bit different, but yesterday's match, ouch. That is
terrible.
The worst. That is the worst I've seen Nairobi United play.
I don't think you
for the neck, I think maybe there could have been that excitement that this is our first time in CAF. But this match against Maniema, Nairobi has already played a number of matches, international matches, and then this is that.
Now, just to give the viewer that perspective, when I watch Nairobi playing
the Premier
with Yoti on the bench, and when I watch them play with Stalemate, they're 2 different teams.
Yes.
Just to correct you, Azam has not won any match.
Not yet.
Yes, Azam lost their first match and their second match. They've lost both their matches in Group B. The first match, they lost against Maniema 2-0 at home, and they lost against Wydad at home again.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think, Arocho, if we don't bank on mathematics,
Tell me something about Muyoti vis-a-vis
yes,
Stalemate.
I only wish they find a way them to play CAF under Muyoti, like not Muyoti on the touchline.
License.
But you can't buy the license just like in a supermarket.
No, not now. I'm not saying now.
Yeah, but now they have to find a solution now. My thinking is, why not be like, assume it's like the coach has been given a red card. Okay?
But that's what they're doing.
Yeah, so let him prepare the team. And then Salim maybe follow the instructions of Muyoti. Because as it looks, I don't.
You're really struggling to come out right, because you are a coach and you're trying to defend your colleagues. But Annette, as we wind up, I've seen that discrepancy. Whenever Nairobi United is playing under Muyoti,
yes,
I see a different team. I was in Muranga when they were playing against Bidco. Yes, they lost against Bidco, but I saw a very good match in Muranga. What do you think?
I'll just give the example of Shabana. The head coach is not even in the country. He's ako huko, anacheza na under 17. Malala he's taken the charge and he's doing a good job. So if we can't replicate the same with the Nai boys, there's something absolutely wrong with the team. I've been unlucky. I have not watched Nairobi United play at home, but I've watched 2 of the international matches, and in both of those matches, they've thoroughly disappointed me. Ball is always in the air. Wanapura ball. I think initially I thought maybe there's a panic when it comes to intercontinental football. So you tend to run, you tend to clear your lines. You don't play good football. But also people miss the fact that Mzee is not in the team. He got a red card in the previous match. So they lack that midfield prowess that they had with Mzee. So I'm thoroughly disappointed by that team. I watched them against Gor Mahia in the last match in the Mozart Cup. And the team I saw then is not the team I'm seeing now. Totally different.
Well, it's 2 different ball games when you play in the league and, of course, when you play in the continental assignment. Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you very much, Annette, for your opinions. And, of course, you, the viewer, taking time to watch our show, Monday Blitz. Let's meet again next week. And, of course, remember to watch 90 Plus today from 10 to midnight on Radio 47 and TV 47. Kuwa na wiki isiyokuwa na bugdha.